All right, well, I disappeared there. Not really sure what happened, but that is okay. I was just talking about things to give up and what we should give up, and I was saying that we should give up negative self-talk. Many years ago, I was really involved with, I shouldn't say involved with, but I actually ended up in a book called Operation Beautiful. It was this super fantastic concept of putting notes around in public restrooms, bus stops, things like that. Notes that say things like, the gal that started it, Caitlin, she started it by just writing notes around that said, "You are beautiful." So writing positive affirmations to people, positive self-talk in your own bathroom, in the bathroom at work. Really looking at how do I boost my self-talk? How do I pour that out into others? So that was my very last thing before I got cut off. I was talking about giving up negative self-talk. So the whole point of the post is, there are things that you should give up. We always want to give up, on the hard stuff or all of that. We want to give up on a project that's near and dear to our heart. But there's things that we need to give up, like excuses, self-doubt, fear of failure, negative thinking, and like I said, negative self-talk. And I think one of the last ones, and then I'm going to wrap it up, that I'm going to talk about is giving up judgment of other people. When we see someone else who is different than us, we want to judge them. It's just human nature. It really is. I mean, I'm a person of faith, and it happens to me, and I hate it. I really don't like it at all, and I work against that, right? But I think like when we really look at judging others, my friend Rachel Keller did an awesome Facebook Live on this just like a week or two ago. What's up, Chris? Hey, I miss you. You should message me. And when we judge others, it's that whole old adage that like, you meet somebody or you're around somebody and you're maybe irritated with something they're doing. I will bet 90% of the time that irritation, that what you're feeling is because that is also in you. You have that same trait that you're annoyed with. Somebody is doing something you don't like, and if you were really to take an honest look at your life, that could be inside of you as well. So nobody is perfect. Nobody is trying, supposed to be perfect. That's the whole point, is that it's all about progress and not perfection. That's a great book, by the way. I'm reading that one. And so I think we should give up judging other people. I had mentioned the unicorn frappe thing earlier. There was a lot of judgment happening on Facebook yesterday. And it was a little bit entertaining to kind of sit back and watch it. But then at the same time, it's like, you know what? Everybody is in a different place. Everybody's on a different journey. We really don't know what people are going through. And I've been through a lot of stuff that people don't even know. And I think we just need to give that up. We want to love people where they are and for who they are. And if you find yourself wanting to judge somebody, maybe dig deep and say, why? Is there something about them that I want to judge that I think isn't good enough? Because maybe I see that in myself, and maybe we're being too hard on ourselves, and it's coming out in others. That's something that I've had to deal with my whole life, is that I have very, very high, oftentimes unrealistic expectations of myself and of the people around me. Most of the time, it's my family, my husband, my kid, things like that. And I have to say, why am I expecting so much of them? Why am I judging them for not doing what I want them to do, or what I want to do even? I hold you to this high standard. Am I meeting that standard? No, I'm totally not, right? So that is something that we can give up. We let them off the hook, right? But we let ourselves off the hook at the same time. So kind of a two-part Facebook Live here on things to give up. I put it on my Facebook page initially, right? Give up excuses. Give up self-doubt. We didn't even talk about that one. Fear of failure. Just feel the fear and do it anyway. A lot of times when you jump, the net will appear, right? And if you never step out or never ask that question or never take that chance, then it would never have happened, or the answer would be no anyway. Give up negative thinking. Give up negative self-talk. I don't like to ask my clients all the time, how did you do this week on nutrition? How are you feeling? How are you doing? Because a lot of times they focus on the negative. I want to be like, what did you get an A+ on this past week? And somebody's answer today was awesome. It had nothing to do with fitness. They were doing some spring cleaning and they rocked it out. And I'm like, that's great. You should do that. Giving up that negative self-talk, that negative, that judgment of others. And then lastly, of course, it says there, negative people in your circle. We are really the accumulation of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And so when you have people who are complaining, judging, tearing others down, even slight gossip, that can be really challenging. I struggle with that a little bit. You wanna kind of weed out negative people. Now that can be challenging because of course we all have families and nobody's perfect and we're all striving to be the best version of ourselves, right? And so you can't break up with mom and dad necessarily if they're negative, but we can combat that, by limiting our time, by setting some boundaries, things like that. And just really filling those spaces in your life with positive people where you feel super good being around them. Honestly, people where, like when you're waiting for your food at a restaurant and you're so excited and it comes and you're like so thrilled to dig into it and you just can't wait, be around the people that make you feel like that, right? So adding in those positive people, adding in people who are doing the things you want to be doing, going the places you want to go, meeting the goals that you have on your heart to meet. So you start being around positive people and kind of filtering through some negative or toxic people in your life. It is okay to give those things up. This is our life, right? We have one shot at this. This is what we want to do. And we don't want to live for other people. At the end of the day, honestly, there's a lot of people in my life that I really love and that, are relying on me for a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, it comes down to me. It doesn't even really come down to me and my husband. It really comes down to me and God. When I lay down at night, I'm like, can I live with who I am and what I'm doing? Can I live with what my life is like, the choices that I'm making, the words that I'm speaking to people, and what I'm cultivating and what I'm bringing back, or putting out there for people and what I'm giving back. So that's kind of what it comes down to. So you have full permission to give up on a bunch of things. 10 of them are listed on the Facebook page. So, feel free. Give up those excuses. Give up that negative self-talk. Give up that judgment of others. Give up those negative relationships that are really bringing you down and kind of sucking that life out of you. So, okay. It's Facebook Live Part 2. Thanks for hanging in there. You guys have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the wonderful weather in Minnesota, and we will see you around.